Hey, thanks for coming back again. So this is a bonus episode. We got more Wayne because inevitably this always happens. We stop talking. We're like, oh, that's the end of the show. And then we have great conversations after we've kind of stepped away from the microphone, don't have anything going on. And this time I actually just left it running. So we just have more Wayne and him talking about more of his awesomeness and how he's done all these amazing things. So
I have a great theater story for you.
Yes.
Because
Awesome.
I have tons of theater stories. I'm choreographing the fights for the world premiere of the opera I Dream at the Valentine several years ago. It was about Martin Luther King Jr. and fantastic show. And James Norman brought me in to choreograph the combat. And there was a scene where the gentleman playing Martin Luther King Jr. is supposed to get billy clubbed with the end of a billy club. Poof. The white guy that's supposed to be the cop in Selma, I'm talking to them, and he says, I was there. And we're like, what? And the guy playing the white cop goes, I was there when this happened. I was in Selma when this happened. And I'm thinking, man, that's wild. And he's like, so I was there fighting, marching for the rights of the black people. And he goes, this is intense for me, so I don't feel comfortable doing this. Well, the gentleman playing Martin Luther King Jr. was the most recent Phantom that came through town, the first African-American gentleman to play the Phantom of the Opera. He was also Scar on Broadway. And the gentleman playing the policeman has the billy club, and he goes, when I hit him with the billy club, do you want me to make contact? And I went, absolutely, I'm all about contact as long as it's, not a full punch, as long as it's pulled a little bit. I said, yes, let's make contact. And Derek, the Phantom, goes, this is my moneymaker. This is where I make my living.
Singing from that diaphragm.
We don't touch this. And I went, no contact. It's like, I wasn't going to argue with the guy. So I got tons of theater stories, but that's.
no, that's a good one. That's
I
like
love-
saying,
it's a
you're like, no, you're not going to hit me. Actually.
I shared that with the same time I was doing that. I was doing a show at Otsego High School, and I shared that with the choir kids, and they just thought it was awesome.
It is awesome.
Because it's all about the abdomen and everything. And it worked in relation to what they were talking about singing, like you said, the abdomen down here. He's like, no, don't touch it. I'm like, okay.
It's just not worth the risk, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not worth it.
No, just
you
stomp or
can
something.
You can fake hit me because if you do hit me and I took half a step forward and you didn't know it, and you really did nail me.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Lights out.
And you learned fighting just by watching others. They brought you along and they taught you.
Well, no. I was, in 1981, I got a job in Tecumseh, outdoor drama in Chillicothe, Ohio. Have you guys heard of that?
No, I heard of Tecumseh, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, the family should make a trip and see this outdoor drama. It is the epic outdoor drama. And it takes place outdoors, wooded area, everything, amphitheater, absolutely beautiful production. It's about the life of the Shawnee warrior Tecumseh. And I was in that, and I learned stage combat and flips, and I learned how to do the 20-foot high fall and fall into the pit. And I worked with a gentleman named Jim Winburn, who used to be Peter O'Toole's stunt double at Universal back in the day. If you ever see the movie My Favorite Year, and Peter O'Toole has to jump up on a horse, it's actually my friend Jim Winburn doing it. And Jim taught me how to do stunt work, and I just got better at it, and I would watch them. And then the next year I'm doing a little more, and the next year I'm doing a little more, and then I start working with the Society of American Fight Directors, and I become proficient in hand-to-hand and broadsword and rapier and dagger and all that stuff, and then I just went around and did it.
So as you're describing the show, the Tecumseh show, it is completely ringing a bell. I don't know if I saw a video on it or anything, but they're on horses, right? This is like live outside horses.
Yes.
And all that, So it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to describe it, and I'll do a shitty job, but like if you go to Disney or if you go to Universal, how they have these live performances, that's what this was like, right?
It's very Disney-esque.
Yeah,
yes.
I saw something, it must have been on YouTube, or else would I have seen it?
As the producer talks about, the way he described it to me when I auditioned it the first year, it's elbow to elbow, elbow to elbow combat. There's no Disney-ish about that at all.
And I've heard elbow to elbow, but I've never heard elbow to elbow.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. There's still in there somewhere. Maybe that's what it was.
We had to stand in that room. That's a line I've heard many times.
And then after I did that for 3 years, there was a new outdoor drama opening up in Xenia, Ohio, and I went over there as a stage manager. I went to a performing arts high school. I was an actor, and then I thought, oh, I don't want to do this. I want to be in charge. So I became a stage manager, and then I got my equity card in '85 as a stage manager, and I traveled around the country stage managing shows. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to be a technician, you know. So I've done a little bit of all that and gone back from one to the other. I've been stage managing a long time, but I went to the outdoor drama in in Xenia, and it was a 3.5 acre stage, 300 feet wide, 600 feet deep, and a creek that ran through the back, as well as a tunnel underneath to get the horses back from one side to the other without being seen. Major. And I was the fight choreographer for that. So I was choreographing a battle scene, 3 battle scenes a show for 50 to 60 people at a time, and making that flow smoothly, making it look realistic, and getting people off stage and on stage and that kind of thing.
So you were barely qualified to teach the fight scene for the Rep Junior Macbeth, then, right?
Barely. Yeah.
Barely qualified. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
I don't know if they should have hired you.
I don't know.
You said a little girl came up to you after that fight scene and said, "Hey, that was good."
Yeah, she said, "Hey, mister, it looks good." And it just warmed my heart.
That was it. How you were like,
that was
I'm the best choreographer
the great
ever.
thing about Blue Jacket, it has since closed in '06. Tecumseh's still open, like I said. But in '87, when I had my equity card as a stage manager, they asked me if I wanted to become the production stage manager. So I moved up to the booth, and there I was responsible for the logistics of about 70 actors, 15 horses, 3 battle scenes, 2 high falls, 3 full-size Revolutionary War cannons, rehearsals, everything. Nothing happened on that stage without the production stage manager knowing it, and it's a great feeling to pull something like that off every night.
So basically, we could talk to you just about the Tecumseh show for a whole nother podcast. It sounds like.
Probably.
There's just so much. You've done so much. You've lived such a life in this.
And you
Feel.
love it. You
I love it.
Soak it all in.
I love it. There's been a couple of opportunities. I don't want to say opportunities, but somebody has called and said, "Hey, we need somebody on the road with this particular show." And I'm like, I don't know. I got a dog. I got a wife-fiance. I don't know if I want to leave right now. And I'm 50. I just turned 59 last month. I don't really want to go back on the road. And there's no way in I could do these one-nighters, because we'd get done with the show at 2 o'clock in the morning, loading out. If I was the production manager, I'd get on the bus. We'd have a little recap. We'd have some Jameson, a little slice of pizza, go to sleep, wake up at 7 in another town, do it all over, get back on the bus, 2 o'clock, do the same thing, some Jameson, some beer, some pizza, do it all over. I don't miss that. I don't miss that at all. No.
You miss all your class reunions then too, because you're too busy doing stuff.
Yeah, well, yes. I was in St. Augustine working for the Cross and Sword outdoor drama, 1991. And I had already been with some Broadway tours. I had worked with Joseph, 95 I worked with Joseph. Okay. So I'd done some Broadway tours. So I was still working my way up. And I'm working in the outdoor drama, and I'm pretty proud of myself, and I'm making a living choreographing fights. I'm making a living doing stagehand work and stage managing. I'm doing a little bit of everything. And the girl from my senior class called me and asked me if I was going to be around for the reunion. I never liked her anyways. She was a little pompous. And Greg Bell played football for Columbus South, where I went, and he went on to play for Notre Dame and then the Los Angeles Rams.
He's a running back, wasn't he?
Correct.
Oh,
Ding,
see,
ding,
this
ding,
is what
ding,
happens when you're with football fans.
Look at that.
I know exactly who he is.
Awesome. I think he broke his leg or something at some point. But she said, "Well, I hope you come back. We're hoping to have Greg Bell here too." And I went, "Oh, that's fantastic." She goes, "Yeah, we want somebody that's really done something with their lives." And I'm like, "Well, f- you," and I hung up.
Oh.
I may not have been in the mainstream media and everything, but you know what? I'm pretty happy with the way my life. I don't need to go to that reunion, so I don't even know when our last one was.
There you go.
Who needs that? Who needs that angst? I don't need that stuff.
Okay, that's really the end now. We're done. We're done talking to Wayne, okay? You can stop. You can finally turn us off. You can wait for next week. We'll see you next Friday.